All right, shalom, boys. Here, while in Walmart, trying to get a couple of things for the garden and the land. But this is my continuation of land that you should not buy. Now, there's a lot of different aspects to land development, but I'm just going to focus on for right now how to get the land. And one of the biggest issues we seem to be having is that people don't want to experience any pain or deal with any challenges. We live in a society where people want things right then and right now. And simply put, that's not going to work. And that brings me to the subject of how do you pay for land? What do we need? Food, as in apples and stuff like that. Financing land. I've told this story time and time again. I purchased my property owner finance, and I had that property paid off. Well, my property paid off within 3-4 months. I know it was under 6 months. After moving on to the property. And the reason why I did that is because I'm moving to a new area. I did have a job. I did have my last corporate job. I did have when I moved here. However, I didn't want to be in a situation as to where I could not pay for the land. What if I lose my job? What if something like that happens? I didn't want to put myself in a situation as to where I was stuck. And so when you finance land, you bring yourself or you put yourself in a position as to where if something happens in your life and you've moved, because typically you're not buying land where you live. Typically you're going to have to move hours or states away from where you originally are. And if you don't have the ability to buy the land and guarantee that you can pay for that land, you run the risk of being in a situation as to where you can default on that land. And people don't seem to get it and understand it. And I'm seeing a situation develop right now, as to where a sister, after talking to me about this, it's amazing how people, what they'll do is they'll ask you for advice and then do the exact opposite of what you are telling them to do, okay? Or what you're suggesting that they do. And it always blows up. And so we have a situation where this sister went out, right? And she purchased some land. And lo and behold, 4 or 5 months later, she just now lost her job. On Facebook, talking about, I'm stressed about my job and this, and the third, lost her job. Now, what do you do? Because you financed this piece of land. You financed this situation, and now you don't have the ability to go ahead, right, and pay for this land in which you have financed because you've lost your job. Now what do you do? Now, on top of that, we know that we have a student loan crisis that's going on. Now, this person also has student loans. So now, not only do you have to pay back your student loans, you've lost your job, and on top of that, you're going to default on your mortgage in a couple of months, because how you're going to pay the mortgage. You see, people today, they don't get it, they don't understand it, they don't want to process it, and as a direct result of this situation, they're going to suffer big time. Do not finance land unless you can guarantee that you can pay for it. Now, another thing with financing, right? Mortgage rates today. Now, you have to have perfect credit in order to get a 7% interest rate, right? Now, that's with perfect credit. Now, if you have bad credit, $600-$700 and 700 credit score is not a perfect credit score. You're going to be paying upwards of 8, 9, 10% in interest payments. What else do we need? 8, 9, 10% in mortgage payments. Now, do you think that that's the wise thing to do? Do you think that that is the intelligent thing to do? And to take out a 15, 20, 30-year mortgage? Do you think that's the wise thing to do? You can't save people from themselves. But, again, unless you are in a situation as to where you know and you can guarantee that you can pay that 30-year mortgage and you've moved, do not finance land. Wait, save your money, go ahead and pull the trigger when you have enough money to buy the land outright, or in a situation where you know you can put a substantial amount of money down on this piece of property and you have a game plan to pay off the rest.